Hi, good morning to all of you. Today I am recording the lesson for the day 36. In this class, we are going to discuss about the shear force and bending moment diagrams for the simply supported beams with point loads and also with the UDL if time possible. So now I am sharing the PPT prepared for today's lesson, and here the today's subtopic is simply supported beams with point loads. In the previous class, we have been discussing about the SR and BM diagrams for the cantilever with point loads and UDL. And so, with that idea, we will go ahead to study about the shear force and bending moment diagrams for the simply supported beams with point loads. Now, this is the simply supported beam. The beam shown in the green color is the simply, that is AB is the simply supported beam, so which is supported at the two ends A and B. So now it carries a point load of W at the midpoint, that is at the point C. Now, so now we are considering the simply supported beam having a length of L and a central point load W. Now the load is at the midpoint, that is at the center of the span. Now in case of the simplicity of review, we have to find out the support reactions. So this is support reactions is nothing but the reactions set up with the supports due to the external action of the loads. So this is reaction is nothing but the force acting at the supports. Here RA is the reaction at point A, RB is the reaction at point B. Now, in the first step in case of the simply supported beam is we have to find out the support reactions acting at the ends, that is at point A and point B. Now, here the loading diagram is given. So AV is the beam and the central point load of W is acting. Now, so to find out this RA and RB, so we have to use the equations of the equilibrium. So we got the three equations of equilibrium. So they are the sigma Fh is equal to 0. That is the algebraic sum of the horizontal force is equal to 0. And sigma Fe is equal to 0. That is nothing but the algebraic sum of the vertical forces acting on the body is equal to 0, and also the algebraic sum of the moments of all the forces about any point in the plane of the body is also equal to 0, that if the body is in the equilibrium condition. So they are called as the equations of the equilibrium. Now here also here because on the beam there is no horizontal force is acting, and so we use the two equations, that is sigma F is equal to 0 and algebraic sum of all the moments about any point is equal to 0. So with the two equations we can find out the values of the reactions at A and at B, that is RA and RB. And here because the total load on the beam is W, and but it is symmetrically loaded and it is supported at the 2 points with equal distances. Therefore, the reaction at each point also equal to half of the total load. The total load is equal to W. So half of the load is equal to W by 2, W by 2. So here RA is equal to W by 2 and RB also equal to W by 2. So in this way we can able to find out the support reactions RA and RB. Now to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram, so we have to consider the section XX. So this is the section XX at a distance of X from the right support B. Now the general equation. So now, so for example, now I wanted to have the bending moment about the at the point B. So at the point B is equal to, you take the section exactly at this point. You will see to the right of the section. So just that means if you take the section just at the point of the B, now we got the force, that is the to the right of that section, a force of W by 2 is acting, that is to the right and upwards. So generally when a force acts upwards to the right of the section, it is a negative force. So the shear force at B is equal to, here the shear force at B is equal to W by 2, but it is acting upwards to the right of the section, so negative. So SF at B is equal to minus W by 2. Now coming to the shear force at C. Now the shear force at C, so to find out the shear force at this point, just you consider section here. To the right we got two forces. One is the upward force of the W by 2 and another is the downward force of the W. So the shear force at B, so this is because this is acting downwards to the right of the section and this is acting upwards to the right of the section. So this is negative and this is positive. So this is equal to W minus W by 2. So that is equal to plus W by 2. So here the S separate is equal, C is equal to W minus W by 2, that is equal to plus W by 2. Now coming to the point A. Now the shear force at point A. So here the shear, now you can take any section. For example, you take a section here, just ahead of the point A. Here we can take a section. If we take the section at this point, to the right we got the two forces. So this is W is acting downward and W by 2, that is the RB is acting upwards. And whereas the to the leftward W by 2 is acting upwards. So we can take either only one side. We have to consider only to the right of the section or to the left of the section exactly at point A. Now I'm taking now just first of all I will say I will consider the forces acting at right of the section and then that I will compare with that of the left of the section. Now if you take the section exactly at this point, that is to the right we got the, this is the plus W and this is minus W by 2. The shear force is equal to W minus W by 2. So plus W by 2. So the shear force acting at point A is equal to plus W by 2. And moreover also here, so after this point, after the point C, there is no other force is acting. So the same force, whatever the force acting at point C, that is plus W by 2 will remain constant after point E. So by considering the forces to the right of the section, now the shear force acting at point A is equal to plus W by 2. Similarly, if I take the forces acting, if I consider the forces acting to the left of the section. So now just for this is just consider the section here to the right. So already we have considered and we got some value. Now to the left if you take so now only the W by 2 is acting upwards. So the force which is acting upwards to the left of the section will be a positive. So the shear force is equal to plus W by 2. So the shear force at point A is equal to plus W by 2. So here also, by considering the algebraic sum of the forces acting to the right of the force, to the right of the section, we also got plus W by 2. And even if we consider the forces acting to the left of the section, the shear force also equals to plus W by 2. Therefore, so we can consider only one side, and whichever is convenient, that we can take. So the shear force acting at point A is equal to plus W by 2. Now here we got the negative value and also positive value. Therefore, you have to take by giving. So first of all, you have to draw the vertical lines from the silent point, that is A, B, and C. Then you take this is the zero line for the shear force diagram. Then the shear force at B is equal to minus W by 2. So you take some suitable scale depending on the magnitude of the force. Then so this will represent the W by 2, because so this is 0 point, and because it is minus W by 2, so we have taken the downwards. So up to, so this is, now this is a minus W by 2. Now what is the value of the shear force at point C? The value of the shear force is equal to plus W by 2. So this is 0 point, and here plus W by 2. So now we got this point and this point, and the shear force at A also equal to plus W by 2. So this is the point. Now we got 3 points at the 3 silent points. Now we have to join. How to join? Very simple. Whenever the point load is acting, so the shear force diagram will contain the horizontal lines or the rectangles. So therefore, so here the shear force at point B is equal to minus W by 2. So this will remain constant, and it will continue up to the point C. But exactly at point C, due to the action of the point load of W, the shear force increases from minus W by 2 to plus W by 2. So therefore the shear force suddenly rises from minus W by 2 to then plus W by 2. Now here between the points C and A, there is no other force, so the shear force will remain constant. So here also we have to join with a horizontal line up to the point A. Now this two rectangles, so one is the positive, another the negative, will represent the shear force diagram for the given simply supported beam. Now coming to the bending moment diagram. Now the bending moment diagram at A and B are equal to 0, because if you see the figure here, the forces are acting, that is RB at point B and RA at point A is acting at the ends. So for example, you take to find out the bending moment at point B, you have to consider the section at here, somewhere here, nearer to the point B. Now here what is happening? To the left we got two forces, but to the right only one force we are having. So we can take either to the left or to the right, because here we got only one force to the right of the section. Therefore we have to consider the forces acting to the right of the section. So if we take the right of the section, only the RB is acting at point B, and here this RB does not cause any movement about the point B, because the RB is acting exactly at point B, and the distance between the RB and the point B will become 0. Therefore the movement caused by the force RB at about the point B is equal to 0. So the bending moment about the point B equal to 0. Similarly, if we consider the section somewhere here, to the left we got only one force, that is the RA. But RA also exactly acting at the point A, and it does not cause any movement about the point A. Therefore, the movement caused by the support reaction RA about the point A is equal to 0. Therefore, the bending moments of the simply supported beam at the supporting points, that is at the ends, will be equal to 0. That we must note that. So, the bending moment about the point A and point B. So, both are equal to 0. That's why. This is general equation. So, for any simply supported beam, the bending moments about the point A and point B will be equal to 0. So that we must note. Next, the to find out a general equation, we have to consider section x and at the midpoint is there. So now we will have to consider a section at the midpoint, that is, so at the midpoint, so that is at the midpoint. Now at the ends we got 0 values. Now now at the section. So to get a general equation, we have to consider, we have to find out the bending moment at the section xx at a point x. Now at a distance of x from the right support. Now the bending moment is equal, what is the equation? Because this RB to the right, if you take only one force, RB is acting. So RB into x, and RB into x is, suppose the beam is fixed, we are supposed to fix the beam here. Then it will, this force will try to rotate the beam in this direction. So what is this? This is anti-clockwise. So to the right of the section, anti-clockwise moment is positive, and the value is equal to RB into x. Here RB is nothing but the W by 2. So therefore the bending moment at xx is equal to W by 2 into x. So that is nothing but the Wx by 2. So Wx by 2 is the, that is the positive bending moment acting at the xx section. Now to find out the bending moment at C. So at C means that is the midpoint. So at a distance of L by 2 from the right support. So we can substitute the value of where the x is equal to L by 2. So by substituting the x is equal to L by 2, so that is equal to W into L by 2 by 2. So that is nothing but the WL by 4. So WL by 4 is the bending moment at the point C, and so this is nothing but the at midpoint, that is the bending moment at the midpoint. Now this also we can find out. So then here, because it is also acting anti-clockwise to the right of the section, so it is taken to be positive. So now we have to locate the points. To draw the, before drawing the bending moment diagram, we have to locate the points. Here the bending moment at point B equal to 0, and a bending moment at point A equal to 0. Then the bending moment at point C is equal to W into L by 4. So with some suitable scale, so we got, so at the midpoint, this is a value. Then how to gain these 3 points? That is very important. So because here we got all point rods, and the general equation that we got at xx is equal to W into x by 2. So that is y is equal to mx. The word is similar to the equation like y is equal to mx. Therefore it is a straight line equation. Therefore, so we have to join with the all the points with the straight lines or the inclined lines. So now this point, and this point must be joined with a straight lines, and we'll get this triangular shape. So this is the positive bending moment diagram. So like this, for the simply supported beam with a central point chord. So this is the shear force diagram, and also this is the bending moment diagram. And here one more important thing, we have to note that the, here the bending moment diagram, bending moment will be maximum at the midpoint, not like that of the cantilever. And also here one more thing, here the shear force is what is happening, it is changing sign. So up to from point B to point C it is negative. and at the point C it is changing from negative to positive, and so after the point C it is positive only. So here what is happening, the shear force is changing the sign, so the bending moment will be maximum at the point where the shear force is changing the sign from positive to negative or negative to positive. So that is one of the important point that we must note. Next we will have to solve a exercise problem, and their way we can understand well. Now this is a problem on the simply supported beam. Then we have to take this problem. So this is the problem on the simply supported beam. Now take this problem. Draw the shear force and bending moment diagram of simply supported beam 1.2 meters long for the given loading as shown in the figure. So you take this figure, this is the figure, and in the figure, so there is a simply supported beam having a length of 1.2 meters, and it is carrying a 2-point loads, that is one point load of 3.5 kN at a distance of the 0.4 meters from the left support, and a point load of 4 kN from at a distance acting at a distance of 0.4 meters from the right support. Now the mid value also, the distance between the 2-point loads also equal to 0.4 meters. Now this is the figure. So after taking the figure, now we got the uh, SS beam ABCD, and here we got the 2-point loads. Now for this we have to draw the SF and BM diagrams. So first of all we should find out the support reactions, then we have to go for the SF and BM diagrams. So the next one is the, so we have to draw the, here this is a loading diagram already given, also whatever the loading diagram given that you must copy. So the same loading diagram given is copied here. Now the next one is the important thing is we have to find out the support reactions, that is RA and RP. So these two we have to find out. So by using the equations of equilibrium, so now the calculations of the support reactions. Now the first equation is RA plus RB is equal to the, what are the 2-point loads, that is 3.5 plus 4, because RA is acting upwards and RB also acting upwards, and this 4 kN is acting downwards and 3.5 kN is acting downwards. So RA plus that is the algebraic sum of the vertical forces must be equal to 0. That is nothing but the RA plus RB, because they are acting upwards, minus 3.5 minus 4 because they are acting downwards, therefore negative. So R RA plus RB is equal to 3.5 plus 4, that is 7.5. So RA plus RB must be equal to 7.5. So that is the first equation. Next, taking the moments about point A. Now we take the moments of the point A. Here what is happening? So we can eliminate the RA and we can find out the RB. So this RB into what is the distance? 1.2 meters, and it is causing a anti-clockwise movement. So it is causing. So we are fixing the beam at the point A. So this RB is causing a anti-clockwise movement. So it is positive. So RB into 1.2, that is plus RB into 1.2, and next what is the other force? This is the force, that is 4 kN is acting at a distance of 0.8 meters from the point A, and it is causing a clockwise movement. So it is negative. So 4 into 0.8. Next also, this 3.5 force is acting at a distance of 0.4 meters. So it is also causing a clockwise movement about the point A. So therefore, this is also negative. So 3.5 into zero point 0.4, this is the negative minus, and 4 into 0.8 plus RB into 1.2 equal to 0. Or we can say that the when a body is in equilibrium condition, the sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to the sum of the anti-clockwise moments. So these are the anti-clockwise moments, and this is the clockwise. Or if we bring this here, what is happening? So 1.2 into RB minus 3.5 into 0.4 minus 4 into 0.8 equal to 0, or 1.2 into RB is equal to 3.5 into 0.4 plus 4 into 0.8. So here what is happening is, the whenever the body is in equal condition, the algebraic sum of the moments of all the forces about any point equal to 0, or the sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to the sum of the anti-clockwise moments. So here this 1.2 into RB is the anti-clockwise movement, and whereas these two are the clockwise movements. So equating the anti-clockwise movement equal to clockwise movements. So now we will get the RV is equal to 3.3, 3.83 kilonewtons. Now we now know that from the equation 1, that is the algebraic sum of the vertical forces must be equal to 0. That is RA plus RB is equal to 3.5 plus 4, that is 7.5. Therefore RA is equal to 7.5 minus RB. So 7.5 minus 3.83. So this is equal to 3.67 kN. So here now we got the RA value and RB value. So here the RA and RB are not equal because this beam is not symmetrically loaded. Here on 4 kN is acting, here 3.5 kN is acting. The forces are not the magnitude of the forces acting. Even the forces are acting at equidistances from the supports, but the magnitude of forces are not equal. Therefore, it is not symmetrically loaded. So the support reactions are having the different values. So here the RB is different and RE also having the different value. Now, so we have to indicate the RA value and RB value here. Then now we got the, because why we have to find this RE and RB? In case of the cantilever, there is no other support at the right hand side. So all are only the external force acting. Therefore, we need not find the support reactions. But here what is happening is, the simply supported, in case of the simply supported beam, we are having a support reaction at the right side and also at the left side at the ends. So even if we take the right side, this is unknown, and if we take the left side, this is unknown. Therefore, we need to find out the RA and RB, that is support reactions, before drawing the and finding out the values of the shear forces acting at the different points along the length of the beam. Now coming to the SF calculations. Now the second step is the finding out of the shear forces. Now the shear force at point A. So if we take the at point A, the shear force, now coming to the point B, will come like this from the point B. Now the shear force at point B. So the shear force at point B is equal to, if we take the section here, what is happening? If we take a section here, to the right only this force is acting. and this is also acting upwards to the right side. So it is negative. So the shear force at point B is equal to minus 3.83 kilonewtons. Now the shear force at point D. So if we coming to the point D, we got the if we take the section here to the right side, we got the two forces. One is the 4 kN and the other is the 3.83. So 3.383 is acting upwards to the right, so negative, and 4 is acting downwards to the right, so negative, positive. So here the SF at D is equal to 4 minus 3.83. So that is equal to plus 0.17 kN. So plus 0.17 kN is the shear force at point D. Now coming to the point C. If we take the point C, if we take the section here to the right of the section, we got the three forces. So this is 1, 2, and 3 forces. Now the shear force at C is equal to 3.83 is negative, so minus 3.83 plus 4 and plus 3.5. So 3.5 plus 0.17, so it becomes 3.67. So the shear force acting at point C is plus 3.67. Now coming to the shear force at point A. Now here if we take the section here, what is happening? We can take either to the right side or we can take either to the left side. Already we have taken the right side value, and the shear force acting up to point C is equal to 3.67 kN, and there is no other force acting between the point C and A. Therefore the same shear force of 3.67 will continue. That is nothing but the plus 3.67. Now if we consider the shear forces acting only to the left of the section. Now the shear force is equal to the left only this 3.61 is acting. That is upwards to the leftward. So that is as positive. So the shear force acting at point A considering the left of the section is equal to 3.67 kN. So therefore if you consider whether you consider the right of the section or to the left, that will be same, and the shear force acting at point A is equal to 3.67. Now we need to locate the points. So at point B it is equal to minus 3.83, and at point D it is equal to 0.17, and at point C is equal to 3.67, and at point A also equal to 3.67. Now we located all the points. Now we have to join this with a which type of lines, because here there is no UDL, only the point loads are acting. So the shear force diagram must contain all horizontal lines, and wherever the point loads are acting, so it is the value of the shear force may increase or decrease depending on the sign, that you must note. So now because here at point B it is equal to minus 3.83 at this point, and that the same shear force will continue from point B to point D. However, at the point D, due to the action of the point load of 4 kN, the shear force value increases from minus 3.83 to plus 0.17 kN. So therefore here the shear force suddenly rises from minus 3.83 to 0.17. Then here the shear force up to here is 0.17, and there is no other force acting between the points D and C. Therefore the same shear force will continue up to the point C. But due to the action of the point load of 3.5 kN, the shear force at point C suddenly increases to 3.67. So this increment is 3.5 and the total value is 3.67 kN of shear force at point C. Now as there is no other force between the points C and A, the same shear force will remain constant and the shear force at C also equal to the shear force at point A. So therefore it is also equal to 0.6 3.67 kN. So like this. Now this is the shear force diagram that we have obtained from the calculations. And next we'll go to the bending moment diagram. So for that we need to find out the bending moments at the silent point, that is at A, B, C and D. First of all, let us find the bending moments at the point B and at the point A. So we know that for the simply supported beams, the bending moment at the ends will be equal to 0. Therefore, we can directly write down the bending moment at A and bending moment at B equal to 0. So therefore, the bending moment at A and the bending moment at B, so both are equal to 0. Now coming to the bending moment about the C and D points. So only we need to find out the bending moments at the point C and at the point D. Now the bending moment at point D. So if you take the bending moment at point D, if you take only to the right of the section, so only this is 4, so we got two forces, that is 4 kN force and 3.83 kN, that is RB. But this 4 kN force does not cause any movement about the point D because it is acting exactly at the point D. Therefore, only this force will cause. So, what is the moment? The moment is equal to this force 3.83 into 0.4 and it is causing a, suppose if we fix the beam here, then this force will cause a anti-clockwise movement. So that is a positive one. To the right of the section, anti-clockwise. So that is the positive one. Therefore, so plus 3.83 into 0.4 is the bending moment at the point D. So at the point D is equal to 3.83 into 0.4, so that is equal to 1.532 kilonewton meters, that is a positive value. Now coming to the bending moment at, so we got at C. Now to find out the bending moment at point C, now here we got the two methods. So one method is we can consider to the so now you draw the section because I want the bending moment at point C. Therefore, I have to take a section at this point. If we take a section at this point, now we got the right side or left side. So just here I will check. First I will consider the right of the section and I will find out the value of the bending moment and I will compare, I will check the bending moment by considering the to the left of the section also. Now first I am to consider the right of the section. If it the bending moment at point C is equal to how much we got two forces, that is 3.83 into it is acting at a distance of 0.8 meters. So 3.83 into 0.4. So that is also causing a anti-clockwise movement. So it will try to rotate the beam in the anti-clockwise movement. So therefore it is positive one. So 3.83 into 0.8, that is positive. Next, this 4K is acting at a distance of 0.4. So 4 into 0.4. But if you fix the beam here, it will try to rotate the beam in the this like this a clockwise direction. So it is a negative one. So minus 4 into 0.4. So the value will be here the so here so the value will be equal to it is the 1.468 kn meters the value is, and this is positive and this is negative, so ultimately we'll get the that value, that is 1.468 kn meters. Otherwise also, if we mean this also we can check by considering the forces which are acting only to the left of the section. Now if we take a section at the point C, now to the leftward we got only one force. What is the force? That is RA, that is equal to 3.67 kN, and it reduces of 0.4 meters. So the moment is equal to 3.67 into 0.4, and it is also causing which type of moment? It is causing a this like a clockwise to the left. So the clockwise to the left also positive. So plus 3.67 into 0.4. So that is equal to 1.468 kN meters. So the value of this force is equal to here the value of bending moment is equal to 3.67 into 0.4. So that is equal also equal to plus 1.468 kN meters. So when we consider the to the right of the section or to the left of the section, it will be the same value. So depending on the requirement and as per our convenient, sometimes some only one force in the present case. If we take a left side, we got only one force, and whereas in case of the right side, we got the two forces. So one force is a simple one. So we have taken like this. And in some cases also, depending on the availability of the given data, you can consider either to the left of the section or to the right of the section for the both shear force and bending moments, and with that you can find out the required value conveniently without much effort. And here if you see the bending moment at B is equal to 0, and bending moment at A is equal to 0, and bending moment D is equal to 1.532 kN meters, and bending moment at C is equal to 1.468 kN meters. So here if you compare the bending moments of all the points, here what is happening is the bending moment is maximum at point 2D, and that is equal to this what is the value? The value is equal to 1.532 kN meters. So this is the maximum bending moment occurring in this case, and so that is at point D it is occurring, and this is the maximum bending moment. Now coming to the bending moment diagram, now we got the bending moment at A is equal to 0, at B is equal to 0, and at D is equal to it is plus 1.532, and at C is equal to 1.468. Now you take a suitable scale and take the measurements and locate the points. Then you have to join all the points. Here how to join? Very simple. Here because there is no UDL acting, only the point rods are acting. So whenever the point rods are acting, the bending moment will be with inclined lines. Because here also we got only the horizontal lines or the boxes in case of the shear forces. So whenever there is a horizontal line or a box, we will get a inclined lines in case of the bending moment diagram. So this now we have to join with all the points with the inclined lines. Now this is the bending moment diagram, and this hatched area will give the area of the bending moment diagram, and here this is a zero line, and all are here the positive values, so we have drawn over the zero line. And here also we can see one important thing. Here also the bending moment is maximum at point D, and here the shear force also changing sign. In this case the shear force also changing the sign from negative to positive. Therefore, here whenever the shear force changes sign from positive to negative or negative to positive, the bending moment will be maximum at that point. So the bending moment is maximum at the point T, and that value is equal to 1.532 kilonewton meters. So this is the problem on the simply supported beams with UDLs. Now in this way we can able to solve any problem on the simply supported beam with point loads. Now we will stop our lesson at this point, and the remaining, that is the UDL with simply supported beam, will be taken in the next class. So thank you all of you.